All right, let me say hello, my good friends out there in the trading world. Doug here with Trade with Doug, and welcome to another edition of Stock Market Mutterings. This will be for the week that begins on the 22nd. Now I'm changing my slogan. Normally I start this video out by saying I'm here, to take a grope in the murkiness, trying to make some sense out of the market, that kind of stuff. No. I'm just here to provide you with some winners. How about that from now on? I'm just here to give you some wins. That's what we're here for. So we're going to talk about trade setups. We're going to talk about this market. Seeing a few things here that might have me a tiny bit concerned. So we're going to talk about them as always. Somewhere here on the screen or down in the description box, you will find a link if you guys are interested in elevating your trading game. Each day that this market is open, I'm here trading it every day like I have been for the last 2 decades. So feel free to join at any time. So we'll begin with, as we always do here, with the SPY. And I don't want to make too big of a deal of this yet, and I'm sure most of you already see this. I just want to highlight one thing. I know there's always hoopla around a market crash, but, again, what really is a market crash? I mean, corrections are normal parts of the market. The thing we always need to pay attention to here is that at these elevated levels in extended linear bull markets, normally when they pull back just a small 5 to 10%, which is normal correction, it's so magnified at these levels. Now, everybody always thinks these corrections come out of nowhere, when in fact they don't. The markets normally start leaving around clues before it makes these adjustments, like a trail of breadcrumbs, so to speak. Now, I'm not going to say that's what this is right now, but I just want to open up the 5-minute chart here that you'll see on the screen and just take a longer look. And I want you to start to see some things that we're getting into this market that we haven't seen for a little while. And when I say that, I'm talking about you got to go back to October, to where you started to see fast, rapid, aggressive washouts intraday, where you've got consistent periods of selling, fast drops in the market, quick, abrupt shifts of directions, and we finish up this week kind of weak in the markets. Now, maybe that's nothing. Maybe that's just, when you look at the daily chart, it doesn't appear to be much whatsoever, because as we expand this, it just looks like it's a bunch of consolidation. I'm going to get my little pen tool out because I want to do some drawing, but it just looks like a little bit of consolidation here, and that's all it is. And that's the truth. Within the last 9 days, that's exactly what we've been doing. So there's really no cause for alarm yet. I just want to pay attention to those, because the rule of thumb, well, not the rule of thumb, the rule, bull markets are not volatile. When volatility starts to creep its way back in, it means the market's getting nervous. Maybe it's nothing. We move right out of this, and you see this market begin to trade back upwards. Right here, let me get this, let me clean this out here for you. Maybe it just kind of holds this area and begins to trade upward, or you got a nice little tight piece of consolidation right here, a shorter term level. If not, maybe you end up trading somewhere down here closer into these levels. It's really, obviously, I can't predict the future any better than anybody else. I just simply look at these levels. If we continue to stay up here over the next week, we're probably going to move over to that 400 level that we've been talking about over the last couple weeks. If you trade a little bit lower, then some of these areas back here are going to need to be tested. Simple as that, straightforward technical analysis. Again, I don't want to make too big of a deal of it right now, but it is something to take into consideration. We want to keep our eye on it. When I say that, what I really mean is just respect your stops here, guys. Don't just assume that the market's always going to have its dip bought back up. Just be careful if you start to see that stuff. Keep it tight right now until you get a little clear direction. Now, if you're somebody out there that's already got a clear direction, don't listen to what old Dougie here has got to say. So that's my little brief here view of the SPY. We're still bullish. Things still seem to be moving in the right direction. A little volatility sneaking its way back in there. Probably nothing, but we still want to be aware. Now, I've been breaking these down into day trade, swing trade sort of setups. I got a couple here I want to talk about as swing trades, where I think you've got some good setups. One I already own, which is this Pelotar here, PLTR. And I like these kinds of charts where you've got a Momo stock that's in a very nice solid uptrend, follows a pullback, and then comes right into a very nice support level here, where you can, mitigate your risk and reward. So I really like this. It fits the check mark style, where you come down into the support and then launch back up. Now, I have a piece of it here already, and I have this as an intended swing, and I'm kind of thinking it tests up here into these levels, Maybe we make it back to 45, but nonetheless, I think this is a pretty good trade here, just on oversold conditions. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go back to all-time highs. I'm not saying I'm falling in love or I'm married with this stock at the moment. I'm just saying that maybe I'm thinking about putting an engagement ring on her. That's all I'm saying. Looks really nice. Hit support. Good bounce day that we got on Friday. I would look at a intraday chart here. Try to find some spots where you can possibly get long on any sort of a pullback and see if it holds these levels up in here. This would be 28. Yeah, if it can hold 28, if you can just get some consolidation early Monday, there might be enough room to squeak you at least back up here towards this 34 where it was at just a few days ago prior to its earnings announcement. So I like this PLTR here. Even if you're not a swing trader and you're looking for day trades, this is probably could be the first day of a multi-day move, just like it did back here with multi-days. And maybe you get multi-days here, you get another multi-day move. So even if you're day trading or you're not swing trading, you can just trade this in and out over and over again. So I kind of like that one here too. Now another one here I run across is this I'm going to call it Denmar, DNMR. Boy, what a move. Look at this beast. Was sitting down here at $10 just not too long ago, just straight vertical. I mean, this is just super, super parabolic here in this. Same kind of setup as you have with PLTR, with a nice little pullback base where you can monitor your risk. However, it's a little bit more aggressive. You moved well up in here into 66. Now you've pulled back here into the 40s. Looks like all you did was just tag support nicely. It's got that nice little triangle formation right back down into support. So it looks again like this one here is ready to curl back up and possibly charge $70. So if you guys are watching this the first time, we're the creators of the check mark strategy, and it's nothing brilliant. It's just simply that pattern in effect. It's a stock that moves up. You know, it's no brilliant strategy. This is all you need to make money in the stock market. It's a stock that moves in an uptrend, and then you look for pullback into support and a base, and you come back up. And here is your check mark move right there. And you will see tons of stocks. They'll do this on bigger levels like daily charts, what you're seeing here. And they'll also do this on things just like intraday 5-minute levels. So two swings here. I'm looking at PLTR and DNMR. I like these right now. Sure, there's other ones here, but we've talked about those, and I want to put these on the watch here for this week and take a good look at those two. Now, there's always tons of day trades. There's a lot more of those available out there, but there are a couple here that I think I might really want to focus on, and I want to give some outside ideas. One, because I think it's logical, and in the other part, I think there's some creativity here. And if you come back and you look at a sector that's gotten a little ice baby poured over top of it, EVs. EVs just kind of fell apart. We're in and if you guys are new to trading, remember, this is a money cycle environment. It's always been that way. Money just simply changes hands. You went from beta and you went into EVs. Then you moved into the diamond hand squeezerama kind of stuff. You moved into Bitcoin stocks and marijuanas. Now you've forgotten about EVs, right? The EVs went cold on here. We'll talk about Bitcoin in just a second. Mara. But anyway, maybe, just maybe, you're seeing a couple of those. I'm not sure about the long-term power of things like FUV and Solo. I'm just trading these off of charts. When I look at EVs, I think you've got two investments into this space right now. Maybe I'm wrong, guys. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just speaking. I'm mainly a chartist, not a fundamentalist. But I think you've got Tesla, obviously, and then NIO. Now, we've talked about these two before. NIO is Chinese, which worries me. But other than that, I think those are the biggest growth ones. I think some of these other ones are just part of the cycle, but that doesn't mean they won't bounce. It doesn't mean that every dog doesn't get its day. It doesn't mean there's not enough speculation money looking for a home. And maybe you see this along with Solo is these. This was obviously hella overbought. I mean, this is just stupidity overbought. But just like I showed you there recently with the charts, where you have sort of the parabolic move followed by the A-frame, right? then you can get the rebounds. I think you saw something very similar to this type of a move in something like Fubo. Now, it never made it back up to high, but there is some cash to be made on a trade like this. So I'm pulling up Fubo here real quick, and here's the same thing. Parabolic move. Here's your A-frame, right into support, and then you begin this channel up. Now, this has not made it back up to high, but you can see this is a good trade from 30 up to 55, 60. I mean, there's hella good money on that stuff. And maybe right now you're going to see the very same thing, and I believe that you will, for no other reason other than Momo and attractive pricing, that you're probably going to see FUV maybe move into here or down into here, and you're going to see that typical A-frame flattened out pattern and a push back up towards the high. Gesundheit. And I think that's what we want to look at. So FUV, I really want to watch this one too. And maybe this turns out to be a swing trade. I think this also has that attraction to it. I don't know, again, the second wave of EV Momo, I don't know where that's going to be, but I do like them. On that note, I think, if you remember the video I did on GameStop, I said, every once in a while, blind squirrel finds a nut. I said the money would flow into the Bitcoins. And I went into these stocks like Mara, BT, and they turned out really, really well. And my reasoning back then was less technical analysis as far as rebellion. So after we had the GameStop issue, the silver squeeze issue, and you've got all of this, let's call it angst for the system, and I'm all for that kind of stuff. The most rebellious anti-establishment asset is obviously Bitcoin and other altcoins. And you're going to see this move. Now, there is something I'm going to whet your appetite. I'm going to do a happy hour here in the future, another video about Bitcoin. Because my thoughts about Bitcoin a couple years ago, I did a video about Bitcoin. Is it a bubble or not? My thoughts about Bitcoin. And maybe it wasn't the most positive. I just didn't quite understand Bitcoin there. And bless all you that did. But I think what we've seen now in the world, I'd be willing to maybe say that I was a little bit wrong on the outcome of this asset. And that, when I start looking at from an anti-establishment, the movement from fiat currencies, the general rebellion, then it makes a little bit more sense to me that maybe you're looking at something that, obviously you're going to get some more staying power. It looks like it is definitely here to stay. And we're going to talk about other strategies with that. However, there are some stocks you're going to play. This is not what this video is about today. I just wanted to express that to you because I always say when I'm right, but I also say when I'm wrong. And you know what? That's a little wrong on that. Now, certainly I've played my altcoins throughout the future and made a couple bucks here and there, but I think my overall view was a little off, but now I got a much clearer picture. And bless all you that got in there a little earlier. You saw it before me. So let's go ahead and just kind of do a recap. Again, I just want to say this too. There's always money to be made in your hitters. I mean, there's some of you brought up to me Docu. I want to just put a few more here. Quick charts. Really looking good here too. Nice upward channel here in Docu. Looks really good here as well. What is another one here I want to look at? Some of these have pulled back nicely. There was one on my mind, but I tell you which one I'm really starting to enjoy a lot for a day trade. Space. This has been very, very good intraday trader. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just not somebody that likes to chase up here without a solid base. I mean, I always feel like I missed a good move, but then, sometimes I want to just be patient when I'm looking at stuff. But day trading, this thing's been a beauty. Every time this thing pulls back intraday, it's just been a really sweet stock. And I want to wait until they get out of earnings down here before I think about possibly swing trading this. But the action that you're getting every day on this with this downward move and then down, look how many times this keeps doing this. And it just, here was a big spike day, but it dipped first again. Look at all these drawings I got going here. I'm like an Egyptian. Just really good intraday trading stock right now. So I like this one too. In a brief recap here, PLTR DNMR to swing. I'm already in Pelotar, but I don't know if right now is the best time for a swing, but I like both of these stocks as swing trades. Obviously, when you're talking about day trades, there's a couple of attractive things. I want to really look at the EV space. This You get a tiny, if FUV goes down there, I'll swing it. If it gets to, I had a position in that, sold it. I'd love to get back into it. Love to get another gear, just like Fubo. Want to see if FUV makes its way back here. And also just for day trades, I really enjoy trading this SPCE. So again, pay attention to the market. Pay attention to PLTR, DNMR, space, FUV, or Solo, or any other EV stock you got there. I think you might see some movement back in there. So otherwise, it's been great trading. I appreciate all of your support by watching this. If you need help, you know where to find me. As always, trade well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.